Subscribe to my channel.
Okay, welcome guys. I'm very excited to introduce this new course to us. Okay guys, this is our JavaScript series. Okay, this is our first course, first lesson with JavaScript. Okay, so guys, you're welcome to codewithtec. This is your ultimate hub for complex, for where we reduce complex code into very simple form that even beginner can understand it correctly. Okay, whether you are a senior tech developer or you are a beginner or you just starting, whatever, okay, trust me, we got you on this channel. All you can do for us, just smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you can be updated with every new content that we post. Okay, so guys, without further ado, this is our JavaScript series. Please subscribe. Okay, so introducing this JavaScript series, guys, I want us to look at something very important. Okay, now unlike HTML and that of CSS, each time we want to save a file, we have to give it the file extension of HTML or that of CSS. But for this, we cannot write a JavaScript code without putting in that file extension. Now we are into Sublime Text. All right, if I save this place here, I'll just cover over to my YouTube file here, and then I create a new folder, and in the new folder I'm going to say JavaScript now, and then I'm going to open this folder here and save into the folder our JavaScript file. All right, so we'll say strip.js. Now strip.js, JS stands for JavaScript. All right, and quick hint on JavaScript, particularly JavaScript is that portion of your web page that helps you to interact with the website. All right, now just a quick overview before going any further. All right, now I will save this quickly. If I save this, now you see script.js here. Now we are going to be reading some basic things about JavaScript, but first let's understand what is JavaScript. All right, we say JavaScript is a programming language that is used to make your web page interactive. All right, it helps make your web page interactive. All right, JavaScript help you hide and show. JavaScript help you to respond to call to actions and other things, user action, validation of phones, fetching of data from the server using the Ajax, and creating much more. All right, you can create games, you can create calculator, you can create other things. But for this entire series of our JavaScript, we are going to be working with example hands-on things. All right, enough of the talking. All right, let us do something in JavaScript. So for our JavaScript beginning series, we are going to be looking at basics of JavaScript. So I'm just going to give you this two line here, and in this two line I'm going to say now, and I'm going to say JavaScript comment. All right, this is how we comment in JavaScript. All right, we comment using the // and then put it. That's for single line comment. If we want to do a double line comment, we'll have to do this and this. That means we can comment whole lots of things in here. Everything that will come here, they all will comment. All right, but for single line comment, you have to come here. Everything you put beneath this, it won't come as a comment. All right, so with that being said, I'm just going to jump strictly into JavaScript basic. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to work with what we call variable. All right, variable. Okay, now I'm going to put it here quickly for us. Okay, there are three different ways we can declare a variable within JavaScript. I'm going to say let. All right, that is one way. I say let name equal is a string, so I'm going to put in quotation and say JOH and John Doe. All right, or let name equal code with tech. All right, let name equal code with tech. Now after doing this, I have to put this semicolon on it. All right, telling JavaScript that this line of code have in it. All right, now this let here help us to declare variable. All right, and this one we have here is the variable name. All right, name is being assigned to this. Okay, now we have stored this code with tech within this called name. All right, that is variable. Okay, declaring variable. Now it almost like someone telling that x is equal to 10. All right, it almost like saying x is equal to 10. All right, they are telling that everywhere that you see x, 10 has been stored within x. All right, 10 is already into x. Okay, so the next way we can declare a variable, we're going to use the const, and also we're going to say age. We say const age will be equal to 25. Now we close this. The next thing we want to use var. All right, when we say var, we say city. Okay, city will be equal to something like New York, or we'll use New York. Now we'll come out of the inclusive. Now with it, what I want for us to get here is this. All right, I want us to know that these are ways that we declare variable. All right, these are ways that we declare variables. All right, these are ways. Now whenever you hear us discussing the let and const, they are the modern way to declare variable. All right, they are the modern way. All right, with this value we can assign, let's say for instance with let, we can change the value, we can manipulate the value within let variable, but within const, the value in const remain constant. We cannot manipulate, we cannot change it. All right, we cannot add changes to it. But var here, var being the old way of declaring variable. All right, it is the old way, but it is commonly used in our dispensation now. All right, it is commonly used as well. Now with that being said, all of the things that we have put here, this is just about understanding variables. All right, variables in JavaScript. All right, now the next thing I want to look at will be JavaScript data type. All right, JavaScript data type. The data type in JavaScript. Now I'm going to use any variable to declare our data type in JavaScript. All right, so I'm going to say let, and let here I'm going to say name. I will say name1, or let's just say name particularly. All right, and we want to assign a value to this name. We'll say name is equal to tech. All right, and after that we're going to close it. We come down here, we say let again, we say age, equal 10. Okay, we come down, we say let again, we say s student, right, is student, and then want to equivalent this to a true, right. We come down. Now I'm going to explain all of these things to you. All right, like I'm typing them, I'm going to explain them to you. So we'll take another let again, and then we say hobbies. All right, hobbies, we're going to equivalent our hobbies to this, and we'll say we have any other individual can have several hobbies besides, not just one. We say reading, which is the first hobby, and we take another hobby for the person, we say sport. Okay, we come here. All right, we take coding instead of sport. Coding. All right, close this out. The next thing we want to do is say let person equal parenthesis open, and then we say name. All right, after giving the name, we come here, we say tech, and then we come back here again, we say age. All right, we say 12. Okay, so with some of these things that we have done here, we want to explain them so that you can know what are the data type that I'm just putting here. Okay, I'm not just putting them without telling you. Okay, we should have the concatenation here. Here we should also have comma. All right, for age. Okay, no, let's stop on age. So guys, for this place here, this is what we refer to as, let's take it from the top. All right, for here we refer to this place as JavaScript string. Now when we're discussing string are like a group of text. All right, or group of text together. All right, that's what we refer to in JavaScript as a string. Now the first area we said that those are strings. The second place we have numbers, right? The next place we have boolean, right? We have boolean, right? With this boolean value here, boolean value, when we say for the number area, I don't want you guys to find anything complicated there, right? Out of the numeric value, particularly, there are numbers, right? But in numbers, at time for programming, we have floating point number as well. We have integers as well. So in deep, we're going to look at them as well as we go further. So for boolean, they are like yes or no data type. They are like yes or no data type. All right, they work like yes or no, true or false. Okay, but particularly in our programming world, we refer to them as true or false. Okay, now the next area we want to drive to is here. Okay, this play is what we refer to as arrays, right? We refer to the play as arrays, right? We refer to the play as array. We can put a group of related things within a variable. All right, the only way we can do that is through our arrays. Now the difference between arrays and our object, notice the bracket. Arrays support bracket and object support the parentheses. Okay, so the next thing we have down here, these are group of related words. Now for the group of related words, they have no assignment to them. All right, they have no assignment. Okay, take for instance, we want to have fruit. All right, you can create our arrays called fruit, and within that arrays you can have apple, banana, and other things. Okay, like we create our arrays here called hobbies. We have reading, we have coding. All right, those are things besides. Now for here, the next thing we have here is object. All right, now the next data type here is object. Okay, when we are discussing object, we say person. Okay, every individual have a characteristics. Okay, if an individual have a name, they must have a unique name. All right, if they have an age, not just any kind of age, they must have a specific age. All right, so here we say the name is Tech and the age is 12. All right, so in this place, we are also within our object, we can declare a variable and assign something to that variable within the object. Okay, but unlike arrays, we cannot assign anything. All right, we cannot assign anything. So guys, this is just our first lesson in understanding JavaScript. Okay, this is our first lesson in understanding JavaScript. In the next lesson, I don't want us to be confused. All right, I don't want to be confused. I want to understand further what are some of these things that we are talking about. Okay, so guys, in our next lesson, we are going to be looking at the console log, because within the console log, we are going to be doing some other things within the console log. We are going to be working for our code editor, going to the console log, seeing it, viewing our JavaScript into the web browser as well. So guys, thank you very much for sticking around. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, subscribe guys, please. I'll see you guys in our lesson 2 of the JavaScript series. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Subscribe to my channel.